Welcome to Massive Beers. My name is Matt. We do beer stuff here. Outdoors. We finally hit the throes of fall. I haven't done really much of any outdoor reviews because, weather, time, my son, everything's kind of crazy. But, today it is beautiful. I took my son to like a pumpkin patchy kind of thing and hung out, and the sun's starting to go down, and it's chilly. It's chilly. It's probably high 50s right now. Figured might as well do a mystery beer. Courtesy of my boy Matt from up Buffalo Way. Yeah, when I was up at Beer Troop Palooza, we'll just dive into it while we're talking. I ran into my boy Matt, and he said he wanted to share some beers with me, mystery wise. So, the reason why I'm pouring this weird is because I'm trying to hold the paper from the edge. It makes the head kind of go crazy. But he ended up coming and hanging out on Saturday with a bunch of the guys. Left some mystery beers, and that's what we're doing right now. So we have no idea what we're about to drink. This looks fruited. I say two things on this. One, it obviously looks fruited. You can tell by the discoloration here. It's more of like a fruited kind of darkness as opposed to a malty kind of darkness. And that can, I think, is a little bit bigger than 16 ounces. So my guess is this is a Euro can. Just from the height of it, just feels like it's a little bit taller. And 330 mil, I think, is the size that typical 16.9 cans are standard in Europe. So I think it might be a European beer. Anyway, you check that head out. It has this kind of raspberry iced tea kind of vibe going with it, with this rich kind of reddish brown kind of body to it. That kind of tinge of that red on the actual head itself. So definitely looks a part of kind of like a fruited beer. It's good nose. I mean, I get soft fruit vibes on it, but really is kind of malt forward for me. It comes off as almost like, at first glance when I popped it, I thought maybe, it's like maybe it's something Rodenbach-y. Well, Rodenbach doesn't really do cans like this; they do tiny cans. But now I'm kind of going in a different direction. It's just got this sweet, kind of almost like non-beer kind of thing going on. Like a little, it's not like seltzer. It's not a fruit smoothie kind of schmoogey kind of thing, I don't think. It just has this kind of slightly confectionery malt beveragey thing going on, where it's not necessarily beer, but it's brewed, blah, 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 blah. But it's a soft, generic fruitiness, a kind of almost caramel maltiness, but in a kind of cane sugary kind of way. I'm curious. We're going to dive in. Cheers, y'all. What is that? Man, it's bitter. It's bitter, but I kind of want to look at the date. I think this might be super old. Which doesn't make sense because the bitterness wouldn't be there. This is a weird beverage. It's almost like a raspberry. God, what is this? It's like, okay, it's like raspberry iced tea got mixed with a little bit of a seltzer because there is this carbonic acid thing going on. Mixed with a Oktoberfest non-alcoholic beer. I don't think there's any alcohol in this, actually, to be perfectly honest with you. Like raspberry. Oh, so Sean from Nerd Sense, he brought some non-alcoholic that are called hop teas, and they're basically somebody makes like an iced tea. It has a hop characteristic to it. Reminds me a little bit of that. The malt bill is quite a bit different on here. I believe this is brewed. Those hop teas I don't think are. I think they're just dry hopped with some kind of hopping. This comes off to me like, there's no alcohol in this. Yeah, this comes off to me like, I guess, if I'm going to guess at anything here, maybe a non-alcoholic Marzen from overseas? I gotta look at the date. Now I gotta look. Oh, it's obscured. Maybe that's the thing. But yeah, it really comes off I'm actually kind of pretty lacing on it, but it just comes off weird. Weird. There is a subtle fruitiness to it, a subtle berryness to it. I wouldn't call it a fruit beer now. I think it is just maybe a subtle like fruit addition to like a classic German, German a style that's trying to be like classic fest beer, Mars, and those kind of beers, but non-alcoholic. I don't think there's any alcohol in this whatsoever. So it's a traditional brewery's Marzen, non-alcoholic Marzen. That's what all I got, man. It's weird. That's the only way I can explain it because it really doesn't come off like beer for me, but it definitely doesn't taste like cider. It definitely doesn't taste like seltzer. So I'm just kind of at a loss to what it possibly could be. Let's see if we can find at the end right there. We're off with one. Or we just need one whole. Okay. Okay. Well, now I'm really curious as to the date on this thing. What is this? Okay, this is 3 years old. Over 3 years old. This is 2018 Miss Scarlet Edition. As you can see there. This is an IPA with tomato, celery, chili, and black pepper. It makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense because it was like this fruit thing I really couldn't put my finger on. I think that's the tomato in there. I think that's the tomato. Tomato's a fruit. And they're obviously going for like a Bloody Mary thing on this, with the tomato, celery, chili, and black pepper. That chili and black pepper is that bittering, that weird bittering thing. It's lost. At least the chili has. The pepper still standing there, but both of them in concert, I think, is that bittering that I was tasting. Probably a little ghost of hops past in the IPA, being that it's 3 years old. But it's weird. It's weird. I think it was weird when it was fresh. I was really curious to find a fresh one of these and try it to see the difference between the two. But this is a really, really bizarre combination. And then when you stack 3 years onto it, it becomes epically fucking weird. I didn't think there was any alcohol in this whatsoever. What's the ABV on this thing? My goats are in the background. I don't know if you see them. There they are. It doesn't actually give me an ABV. I'm super... Wait, don't they have to put them up? Oh, 6%. Man, I did not think there's any alcohol in this whatsoever. It's such a weird combination of flavor in the most funnest mystery beer kind of way. That was awesome. Thank you very much, man, for this. This is the kind of mystery beers I love. Because it's like... I mean, who's going to pull out a tomato, celery, chili pepper beer, black pepper, just as flavor notes for a mystery beer, let alone having 3 years on it? Now, when I'm drinking it, after the fact, obviously, it's a little bit easier. I can understand why I tasted the things that I tasted. Like, I was like, there's a fruity thing, but I don't know what it is, but I know it's kind of there, and I'm not quite sure what it is. There's this bittering that's like, okay, it's bitter, but it's not really bitter. I'm really, really not sure what that bittering is coming from. Well, it's coming from the chili and the pepper in combination with those older hops. And then it's like, okay, I think it's kind of old because it's giving me these kind of slightly oxidative things, but I'm not quite sure. I want to look at the date, but it was obscured. I don't know what else to tell you. If someone gets this as a mystery beer and they nailed it, then they're the king shit of fuck mountain, because that is insanity in a fucking can. That's what Toll does. I'm just really excited how fun that was. Thank you very much, Matt. This is honestly some of the funner mystery beers that I've done as of late, just because of the kooky combination. So I don't even know what to tell you. Is it one of the better? Is it one of the better tomato, chili, peppered celery beers that I've had as of late? It's the best one I've ever had. Is it one of the better IPAs I've had? No, it's not even a conversation. It is what it is. One of the more funner mystery beers, yes. It's just fun. And that's what beer's supposed to be, so it really just hit the mark because it was absolutely 100% freaking fun. that's a good thing. There you go. Mystery Beer in the Books. Thank you very much again, Matt, for gifting these to me. Anybody else wants to ever send off mystery beers, get in touch, do the old DMs on the old social medias. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this mystery beer. Hopefully, you're enjoying a mystery beer this fun. Hope to see you next time. Cheers, y'all.